What's going on, everybody? This your man Lucky. I'm back with another one. I hope everybody's doing well. Look, guys, in this video, I'm going to be talking about Mr. Nice Guy, y'all. Listen, I know y'all heard it before, but you're going to hear it again. Nice guys finish last. That's it. If you missed a nice guy, you need to switch it up, okay? Nice guys finish last. Listen, when I say don't be Mr. Nice Guy, right? I'm not saying don't be nice. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't be Mr. Nice Guy, the guy that always in a position or a situation where he just feels like he has to help out, right? Let me break this down. Nice guys are viewed as pushovers. Point blank, period. That's just it. If you're a nice guy, you're being viewed by other people as a pushover because typically, nice guys always want to help out. Nice guys always want to be that dependable guy, the guy that everybody can go to when they need help. But what happens, guys, as Mr. Nice Guy, people begin to take your kindness for a weakness. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to repeat myself. People begin to take your kindness for a weakness. When you start out being Mr. Nice Guy, right, it's going to be expected. And so people don't look at your kindness as like, wow, okay, he did something kind for me. He did something nice for me. No, because you do it so much, it's just now expected. And so now your kindness is taken for a weakness. People begin to take your kindness for granted. They're beginning to take the fact that you're doing something extra for granted simply because you always do it. And so now it's expected. So as a nice guy, you're viewed as a pushover, okay? And we gotta get you out of that. If you're a nice guy, you gotta transition out of that. I'm not saying don't be nice. I'm saying don't be Mr. Nice Guy. One of the things that Mr. Nice Guy does not have, okay, is he doesn't have boundaries, or at least it seems as though Mr. Nice Guy does not have boundaries. Mr. Nice Guy lets people walk all over him. Mr. Nice Guy does not know how to say no. You understand what I'm saying? It's always, hey, can you help me with this over here? Sure, no problem. Oh, hey, can you, I got something over here heavy. Can you lift this for me and move it from here to here? Oh, okay, sure, no problem. People begin to take that for granted, okay? And I'm going to tell you something, guys. If this is you, you're not going to win with women. I'm telling you right now, women do not like Mr. Nice Guy, okay? They don't like Mr. Nice Guy. It is what it is, okay? Women view nice guys as pushovers. They view nice guys as weak. Believe it or not, now women want to be treated nice, but they view that nice guy who wants to help anybody and everybody all the time as weak. I'm telling you now, guys, you're not going to win with women if you're Mr. Nice Guy. See, a lot of times you'll think, oh, let me do this for her and let me do that for her as kind gestures. Don't do it. You're being looked at as weak by that woman. I promise you, by women, period. You always want to help everybody. It's nice to help out once in a while. It's nice to be nice once in a while, but all the time you'll be viewed as weak, okay? And in a sense, it kind of is a weakness because in my opinion, if you're always wanting to help and do things for other people, especially when you're putting those other people ahead of yourself, it's like subconsciously a way for you to get validation. You understand what I'm saying? You feel like you need to do these things for other people so that they can validate you. You're doing it just because you want to hear people say thank you. You're doing it because you want to feel as though other people need you. And that's why you're constantly always doing things for other people. Like I said, it's viewed as it's subconsciously you're looking for validation, and so to women you're going to be viewed as weak. Let me break this down to you. Okay, women look for men for certain things, right? They look for a man for strength, right? They look for a man for resources, right? When you're using all your resources on someone else by always helping out, women don't like that. They're looking at it like, hey, hold up, that's my guy, and those are my resources. Why is my guy giving out all his resources to everybody else? You may be a guy that works out and you're strong. Every time somebody needs something moved, lifted, or whatever the case is, they're calling you. Or, you're very handy. You know what I mean? And so they're always calling you when you need something done. Your woman is gonna look at you like, yo, you're a pushover. She's not going to respect that because those are her resources. She got with you for what you could provide her. And now you're taking everything that you can provide her and you're providing it for everyone else. I'm trying to make it make sense to you because, it doesn't really, it's odd how, being a nice guy can hurt you when dealing with women. But this is how women look at it, no different than, let me try to flip it around. As a man, you're looking at your woman as, she's beautiful, she has a nice body. How would you feel if she's always on social media or, taking pictures and, certain type of clothing that reveal a lot? You don't want her to do that. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's your body. You understand what I'm saying? You're with her for what she has, but that's your body. You don't want the whole world and everybody to have access to what you have access to. So it's like that in a sense. You understand what I'm saying? She's with you for those resources, and now you're spreading those resources out to everybody, and she doesn't like that. So women don't like a nice guy. Okay. Another thing, nice guys are boring. Okay, and women do not like a boring man. You understand what I'm saying? Nice guys, they always kind of fit into a routine. You know what I mean? They get up in the morning, and they go to work. They come home. They pretty much have like the same routine over and over and over on a daily basis, and don't switch it up. Women don't like that. Okay, they view that man as boring, and women do not like boring. Women do not like predictable. Women do not like monotonous. You know what I'm saying? And typically, when you're the type of guy that falls into that category where you simply get up, go to work, come home, and that's it, you're always going to be in a situation where you want to help people because you don't have anything else going on. You understand what I'm saying? Your life should be so busy as to where you really don't have time to help somebody over here do this, and the next day help somebody, they moving and you got to help them. The next day something else. No, you have to be busy enough and you have to have enough going on for yourself that you're too busy to be out here spreading your resources all over the place. You understand what I'm saying? So typically the two go hand in hand. If you're always that guy that can help all the time, that's because you're available all the time. And women don't like that. You're not spontaneous. You're set into a routine. You get into, just the same routine day in and day out. It gets boring. Okay, so that type of guy who's in a boring routine like that tends to be that Mr. Nice Guy because he needs something to do. And so you just willing to help out just to have something to do. Women don't like that. Okay, they look at that as boring. They need excitement. Typically, this is why women look at, the quote unquote, what you call the bad guy, you know what I'm saying? The bad boy, because they offer some type of excitement, something different, something to just switch up, the monotony. So look, I'm going to give you a couple of ways to know if you're quote unquote that nice guy. Okay. First and foremost, you'll know if you're a nice guy if you don't like to compete, right? You're non-competitive. Okay. And what I say by that is, you pretty much just sit back and whatever happens. You understand what I'm saying? Do you stand your ground, or do you stand up for yourself? You know what I mean? Are you willing to compete? If you're not willing to compete, you just sit back and, hey, whatever happens, and you're cool with it, you're probably more than likely you're a nice guy. Okay. Another thing, do you always agree? You know what I'm saying? Like, you and your old lady having a conversation, or you and your girlfriend, whatever the case may be, having a conversation, you and your date, you're having a conversation, and you just agreeing with everything that she says. You know what I mean? Like, you're scared to voice your opinion if it's different than her opinion because you're scared to compete. You're scared of the conflict. You understand what I'm saying? You just always just want to go along just so that everything is smooth. Okay? Believe it or not, women don't like that. Women want somebody that's going to challenge them. It makes the conversation go a little smoother. It adds variety to the conversation. You understand what I'm saying? If it's just everything, yeah, I feel like A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. And then, yeah, I agree. Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I agree. You're boring. You understand what I'm saying? You're boring. You fall into that nice guy category because you simply don't want to go against what it is that she's saying because you don't want to get into a conflict. You know what I mean? Another thing, do you ever say no? Guys, can you say no? If she says, hey, I want to do this on the weekend, if your woman says, or your date, or whatever the case may be, says, hey, I want to do this on the weekend, and that's not really what you want to do, but you go along with it anyway, you're a nice guy. You understand what I'm saying? You're a nice guy. You can't say no. You're always just going along with what it is. You understand what I'm saying? That's boring. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, women want a man that's going to, challenge her. A man that's going to say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going over here. Trust me. I promise you, trust me. That's really what it is. You understand what I'm saying? If you say, hey, look, tonight we're going out and we're going to whatever, ABC restaurant, right? And then she says, no, I'd rather go over here, blah, 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 to this place over here. And then you say, okay, we'll go over there. Nah, you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy, and you don't want to do that, okay? If you had said that, hey, this is where we're going at 7:00, then that's where you're going at 7:00. If she says, well, you know what, I thought about it, I don't want to go there, I want to go somewhere else, you got to stand your ground. You got to stand your ground. And I'm telling you, if you say, we're going to go over here, she says, no, let's go over here, and then you go over there, she's looking at you like you're weak. I'm telling you, in her mind, she's like, yo, he can't even stand up to me. You know what I mean? If he can't stand up to me, then who can he stand up to? You understand what I'm saying? It goes back to she looks at you as weak. That's just it. Women don't like a weak man. So guys, no more Mr. Nice Guy. You got to give this nice guy stuff. You have to give it up. I'm telling you, I'm not saying don't be nice. I'm not saying don't treat women nice. I'm not saying don't be, respectful to women. I'm not saying talk to women, all kind of craziness. I'm simply saying do not be a pushover. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be a pushover. You're being viewed as weak, and it's killing her attraction to you. She will be less attracted to you when you just go along with whatever it is that she wants. When you're Mr. Nice Guy, you do what she says, and you don't go against what it is that she says. You don't stand up for yourself. You're viewed as weak, and she's going to lose attraction for you. That's just what it is. Guys, you got to get a backbone. You have to stand up for yourself, okay? Don't worry. Don't worry. A lot of guys, they just want to do whatever it is that she says because you don't want to get into a situation now where, oh, well, it's time for you to get that apple pie. And, you feeling like, well, because I didn't do what it is that she wanted to do, then I'm not going to get that apple pie. Guys, get out of that scarcity mindset. That's why a lot of guys are nice guys. You're just in a scarcity mindset. And it's like, well, if I don't do what she says, then it's going to be a problem. Listen, if you keep doing what she says, it's going to be a problem anyway. So you might as well have things your way. I'm not saying you can't compromise from time to time. That's what you do in a relationship. Compromise from time to time, but not all of the time. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have to stand your ground, and that's just it. Guys, listen, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Those Mr. Nice Guy days are done. I'll catch y'all on the next one.